Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be diving into the Rush R40 live concert Blu-ray. So I have the single disc version, which comes in a cardboard digipack that includes a 24-page color booklet featuring several cool band photos, the credits, and a short essay by Philip Wilding. If you stick around until the end, I will display the full set list of this concert for you. So Rush's 40th anniversary tour, otherwise known as R40, would unfortunately be their last. Guitarist Alex Lifeson described in an interview how drummer Neil Peart didn't even really want to do the R40 tour, but eventually committed to doing only 30 shows. The extensive world tours and 3-hour concerts the band was famous for had taken a physical toll on Peart, who was 63 at the time of the R40 tour. But they would eventually complete 35 shows, but all in the United States. The final show of the tour would be the band's last, though, as later that year, Peart officially announced his retirement from music. And only 5 years later, in 2020, Peart tragically passed away from cancer at the age of only 67, and Rush effectively ceased activity. So Rush R40 Live was filmed over 2 sold-out shows at the Air Canada Centre on June 17th and 19th, 2015, in the band's hometown of Toronto, Canada. I attended this tour when it rolled through the Jiffy Lube Live Amphitheater in Northern Virginia, and it was one of the most unique and exciting concerts I have ever seen. Rush played songs spanning their entire career in reverse chronological order, and throughout the concert, the stage crew would continuously alter the stage design to replicate the looks of previous tours. It was simultaneously both the coolest and the oddest damn thing to watch several stage crew members dressed in bright red coveralls walk out mid-song and start removing or adding amp cabinets or other strange items like the clothes dryers or popcorn machines that comically replace Geddy Lee's bass cabinets on recent tours. On the last several tours, Rush really embraced the use of videos on stage and typically preceded each set with a hilarious video that often featured famous celebrities and Rush fans like Paul Rudd, Jason Segel, and Jerry Stiller. The R40 concert opens with a brief animated video called The World Is, projected onto a huge curtain that draped the entire front of the stage. The video takes you on a chronological tour of the band's music before the curtain slowly rises and the band tears into the opening number, The Anarchist. This would be the first of 2 songs along with Headlong Flight from Rush's last studio album, Clockwork Angels. And these performances kind of gave me a new appreciation of these songs that I didn't quite get from the Clockwork Angels album or the tour a few years prior. From there, they worked their way back through the 2000s material with the heavy Far Cry and the instrumental The Main Monkey Business, both from 2007's Snakes and Arrows album. They followed this with How It Is from 2002's Vapor Trails, a song that sounds like a tribute to their heroes, the Yardbirds. And I believe this was the only tour to feature this song. So now Neil Peart finally lays into the mighty drum groove of Animate, my favorite song from Rush's guitar-dominated Counterparts album. And then they would close out the 90s with Roll the Bones, which featured several prominent actors and musicians on the video screen miming that ridiculous rap section in the middle of the song. Surprisingly, they didn't play anything from their late 80s keyboards-dominated albums, Power Windows and Hold Your Fire, but then again, they've already hit them pretty hard on previous tours recently. So, Between the Wheels is the first song that really takes these proceedings to the next level for me, but it also revealed a significant chink in the band's armor, and that was Geddy Lee's significantly diminished vocal range. From about this period on back, he really struggles to sing most of the higher stuff, which resulted in a noticeably strained performance and some very just weird sounding phrasings throughout. It's been especially noticeable going back to 2011's Time Machine tour. But there was simply no way in hell that Geddy or any singer really could sustain this type of vocal style long term. And like most Rush fans though, I've been able to push these few cringe moments aside and enjoy these recent Rush tours for what they are. We're talking 3 original band members, all in their 60s, hitting the road every couple of years, playing 3 freaking hours a night, and still crushing the old classics with a virtuosity that most musicians can only dream of. And yeah, I know that Neil didn't join the band until their second album, but you get my drift. The highlight of the concert comes next when Geddy not only announces that they will be performing the Signals album deep cut Losing It for the first time live, but that virtuoso violinist Ben Mink, who played on the original song, would also be joining them on stage. The lyrics of this song have never been more poignant too, considering what these guys were currently going through and about to go through as well. Ben Mink sounded amazing, and the performance really made this show something extra special. So set 2 begins with the hilarious intro video, No Country for Old Hens, which features outtakes from Rush's previous tour videos. And this gives way to the laugh out loud Little Rush South Park sketch that finds Cartman's Geddy Lee character counting into the opening synthesizer blast of Tom Sawyer. The song was awesome as usual, as was YYZ, which even age and arthritis could not thwart this night. I mean, I still get the same thrill watching these guys play YYZ for like the 100th time because they always deliver. Natural Science brings us knee-deep into the classic period of Rush, and this epic is always a concert highlight whenever they play it. During this and other songs, Geddy would frequently keep his hand over his ear like he was really struggling to stay on pitch, which was a little distracting, but the rest of the performance was pretty awe-inspiring instrumentally. Lifeson's brilliant arpeggiated chord sequence, which starts off clean and then gradually escalates into lush distortion, is some of his finest work. The song always blows me away live. Jacob's Ladder was a very nice surprise as well, as Rush had not played it since the Permanent Waves tour. I had nearly forgotten how great this deep cut was until seeing it play live again here. So by now the stage has been transformed back in time to an 80s arena rock concert vibe with glorious walls of speaker cabinets and amp heads dominating each side of the stage. The performances of Hemispheres, Prelude, and Cygnus X1 show why Rush ascended to the top of the progressive rock and metal mountain in the late 70s. I mean, I love seeing Alex break out his iconic white Gibson ES355 hollow body guitar here that he favored so much throughout the 70s. And if anyone ever questions why these 3 guys are always included on every top 10 list for their instruments, just point them to this killer performance of Cygnus. And they were all in their 60s doing it. So Closer to the Heart is pretty much Rush's mini Stairway to Heaven of sorts, with the 12-string acoustic guitar intro slowly building up to Peart's cool Tubular Bells interlude, which launches Lifeson's sustaining guitar chords, and then Geddy sings something about philosophers and plowmen or something. And the song features some of Lifeson's most memorable guitar solos and one of my favorites. I was grateful to see Rush perform the entire 10-plus minutes of Xanadu instead of just chopping it up for a medley like they sometimes do, because this epic needs to be seen in its entirety to appreciate. The nostalgia runs deep here watching Geddy and Alex take the stage strapped with their iconic double-neck guitars that were so prominent on their early tours. Their stage show always looks incredible for this song, and they did not disappoint here, as dark blue lasers and spotlights illuminate the canopy of fog that obscured the stage floor and to create an otherworldly atmosphere. So Rush closed out the second set with a song that saved their floundering career back in '76, after Caress of Steel pretty much flopped. And of course, we're talking about the Prague masterpiece 2112, which for this tour included Overture, Temples of Syrinx, Presentation, and Grand Finale sections. You just know it was epic. The encore set begins with another humorous video featuring Eugene Levy reprising his character from the early 80s SCTV skit Mel's Rock Pile, where he introduces the young Canadian band and opening act, Rush. I think they were opening for Kiss back then too. As they tear into the first medley featuring Lakeside Park and Anthem, you notice that the stage has been stripped down to reflect the look of their first ever tour, with only a single Marshall stack for Alex and one bass amp and cab behind Geddy, and a tacky bright red curtain for the stage backdrop. By the time they would kick off What You're Doing and Working Man medley, the stage is now a mock-up of the school gym they once played as teenagers, with their small amps sitting on chairs as a giant mirror ball spirals above. To cap things off, they even throw in several seconds of Garden Road at the end, a song they intended to record for the debut, but never did. So the video ends with this really trippy exit stage left piece, which follows the boys walking backstage to their dressing room door, which they are puzzled to find locked, and what sounds like a wild-ass party going on inside. After some knocking, the doors finally opened by the Puppet King character from a Farewell to Kings album cover. And behind him is a room full of partying animated characters from all of the great Rush album covers. The best one being a shot of the Signal's Dalmatian sniffing the butt of the Naked Hemispheres man, who is holding the fly-by-night owl on his outstretched arm. I mean, God, I miss these guys. As for the Blu-ray production, R40 Live features 4 outstanding audio mixes, Dolby True HD 5.1 and 2.0, and DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and 2.0. I compared the two 5.1 mixes extensively and found them to be equally impressive, although they do sound quite different. I just still haven't decided which one I actually prefer. The video was filmed in 1080p HD using 14 cameras, and the detail and clarity was exceptional, thanks to some great stage lighting that never really overpowered any of the camera shots. Director Dale Heslip did a marvelous job filming this concert, and he mostly avoided the rapid fire cuts and usually stayed on each shot for several seconds. Thank you, sir. The variety of different camera angles and distances really showcase the individual performances of the band while still capturing the magnificence of the Rush stage show. The only special features were 3 bonus tracks, One Little Victory, Distant Early Warning, and Red Barchetta, songs that were swapped in and out of the set each night. The set list shown here featured 27 songs if you include the bonus songs and count the medley songs individually. The total runtime, including the videos and bonus songs, was an impressive 3 hours. Rush certainly always gives you your money's worth in concert on these concert videos as well. As for my ratings of this concert Blu-ray, my overall production rating is a 10 out of 10, and my overall performance rating is a 9 out of 10. So, despite their age and diminished physical abilities, Rush put everything they had into this tour to give their fans a proper farewell. Although I continue to miss having a new Rush albums and tours to attend, it was gratifying to see this legendary band go out while still on top. Alrighty, that's it for me today. Let me know your thoughts on Rush's R40 Live in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Catch you next time.